guys, and happy Vlogmas day 14. I said hello because it is not the morning. It's about like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and I had to get up this morning, finish editing Vlogmas day 13, get that up, obviously clean the apartment a little bit, took a shower, got ready. I'm actually really surprised at how my hair looks. Like, the curls from yesterday are still here, and I don't have those weird marks from having my hair in pigtails. Like, it looks good. I'm shocked, I'm surprised. I decided to throw on this sweater because I kind of was reminded by it after our haul yesterday, because the two sweaters that I got are similar. Fashion Nova Uptown Cheapskate jeans, and no socks yet, but we're gonna go change that. But first we're gonna say hello to Kitty. You're so pretty. It's a very like dark and gloomy day outside, and I think that's like really affected my mood today because I'm not as, I don't know, uppity. And I know obviously probably the most of it is because I just, all of December I have not been getting sleep, and Vlogmas day 12 and 13 definitely stressed me out a little bit just because of me falling behind and having to edit so much. And I'm really happy with how day 12 turned out because it was like the Q&A stuff, and I'm really happy I did that. I had a lot of fun doing that. The footage that Caitlin and Allison got together was priceless. I was dying editing it. However, I knew that the Q&As in general, they don't take me that long to edit, so I was like, we'll be able to do both in the same night. But the way that I wanted to edit it and make it look more interesting, it literally took me like 3 hours just to edit their footage, let alone the other like 2 hours to edit the rest of the vlog. And so my whole night was spent editing just that vlog. I did half of day 13 and then I finished the other half this morning, so I caught up, but obviously it kind of stressed me out. I'm sleep deprived for sure, and I'm just such an 8 hours kind of girl, and I don't think I've gotten 8 hours of sleep like at all in December. And my mood isn't any better thinking about the fact that there's only 2 more days left of my socks. Like, what am I supposed to do after this? But today, day 14, we're opening Precious Cargo. The last 2 better be good. I've gotten so many pairs of just like green socks, which makes sense because it's a Yoda thing, but they're so green. So on the front, it's Baby Yoda. On the back, it says Precious Cargo. He's so precious. Another day, another sock. But I honestly have like nothing planned for today. I was gonna be puppy sitting today, so that was gonna be kind of like the vlog. It's just, you know, hang out with the dog and have fun with the puppy. But the people I was gonna puppy sit for ended up not going through with their plan, so I'm not puppy sitting. So like on my Vlogmas calendar, I like took off that sticky note and I was like, well, what do I do today? And I'm already getting started at like 3 p.m. So I decided that we're just gonna kind of hang out, we're gonna chill, we're gonna talk, we're gonna make some breakfast for me, but I'm making like lunch food. I guess it's almost dinner time, but I haven't eaten yet today and I need to eat. So I really wanna make salad because after editing day 13, I kept talking about the Panera salad and I really want it. So we're gonna make that today. For those of you at home that want to join in and have not seen me make my salad yet and you're new, I'm gonna teach you how I make it, show you how it's done, because it is the best salad that you will ever have in your entire life. What you will need is a mixing bowl. You'll need a blender of some sort. I'm using a NutriBullet, so this is my NutriBullet cup. You're gonna need some tongs. You're gonna need a 1/2 cup and a 1/4 cup, and that is all of your like cooking utensils. On the food side, we're gonna separate it between like the dressing stuff and the actual salad stuff. So inside your dressing that you're gonna make, you're gonna need papadou peppers, basil pesto, chipotle mayo, Cholula, Greek yogurt, and fresh cilantro. And in your actual salad, I use romaine lettuce, and then I usually just use arugula, but last time I went to the grocery store, they didn't have just arugula, they had spinach and arugula, so I used that, and the salad tasted just the same, and it was still really good. So you could use this if you like spinach. Also, inside of the salad, feta cheese and black bean and corn salsa. The dressing can be done in any order, but I usually start with the cilantro, and you just want to pull off the cilantro leaves. It's gonna taste much better if you're using like fresh cilantro, but you know, use what you can. There's no measurement for the cilantro that I use, at least. I just eyeball it, and I usually just use, you know, the bottom half of the cup. We're gonna start with the chipotle mayo because this is the only thing that needs the 1/2 cup. Everything else is gonna be a 1/4 cup, and I'm just going to pour this in here and get a 1/2 cup of chipotle mayo. Also, I forgot to add, of course, if you're gonna make this, like this is a very spicy salad, so if you don't like a lot of spice, the chipotle mayo, obviously the Cholula and the papadou peppers is what's gonna make it a lot spicier, so you can, I guess, decrease some measurements if you'd like, but what I do is gonna make it very spicy, and it's really good. We're gonna add a 1/4 cup of Cholula, a 1/4 cup of basil pesto, 3 papadou peppers, and then the last thing for the actual like dressing or sauce of the salad is a 1/4 cup of Greek yogurt. And then we blend her. And then it's gonna come out essentially like this color. And then we can mix the actual salad ingredients, which is gonna be this full bag of romaine. And typically when I get these big tubs, like when I make a salad, I use half. So for me, I'm gonna use this whole thing, but it's only because it's a half. And we're gonna top with just some corn and bean salsa. I just eyeball this. I do a pretty hefty amount. And I'm a big cheese gal. So if you don't like a lot of cheese, you don't have to. But I usually buy these tubs of feta, which is like the 5 ounce, and I use the whole thing. And then I always forget about these until it's time, so I didn't mention this at the beginning. But I top with tortilla strips. They could be like any kind. I use like Santa Fe or Southwest, like whatever's like spicy and would go on a Southwest chili salad per se, because I really like the crunch. And then we top with the dressing. I also forgot to mention this at the beginning. You can also add chicken in here. When Griffin and I usually make it, if we're making it for like dinner, we'll add chicken in here. I just don't feel like making chicken, and honestly I don't have any chicken right now, but the chicken also makes it like 10 times better. You add a protein to it, and the chicken really like soaks up the dressing, and your salad should look like this. It's really yummy, tons of flavor, very spicy, very good. There is one thing in the original Panera salad that I mocked this off of that is not in here, and that's because Griffin doesn't like it, but you can add quinoa, which is delicious on here. Maybe one day I'll get him into it. I could eat this whole salad by myself right now, and I probably will. And because I'm actually crazy, I always add more on top to make it like extra crunchy. This salad literally has like no business being this good. Can I be honest with you guys? This is my second bowl of salad. I've already been talking for 18 minutes, but I hated every second of it. Like thinking back, I'm like, I'm not gonna post that. Mainly because I was saying that at 5, which is in like 15 minutes now, we have like a business meeting with Allison and Caitlin, and we're gonna like talk about the podcast for 2021 season 2 and like get all these details ironed out. So we haven't been able to meet since our Truth or Drink video back in October. But then I just like went down this rabbit hole of like talking about the podcast, which I feel like you guys don't care about. Not that you guys don't care about the podcast, but you just don't want to hear basically what we're about to meet about. I'm just gonna trash that whole file, and instead we're gonna get real quick because like, I don't know, like I just don't want to do anything today. But like with Vlogmas, you have to. I have to do something every day for 25 days. I'm an 8 hours sleep kind of girl. I think everything's catching up to me. I'm obviously feeling stressed about everything. Day 12 and day 13 was just so behind and out of whack, even though like I'm okay with it. Like both videos I love how they turned out. I love how I edited them. They're great. I'm so happy to have those memories. It's not anything about like those days or what happened those days. It's just like it threw me for a loop. I didn't get enough sleep, and I'm just kind of like nah, which if I'm being honest isn't, you know, new. I of course gave you guys like a huge update. Who's FaceTiming me? Oh, they're already FaceTiming. We have 15 minutes. I already gave you guys somewhat of an update on my IGTV Let's Talk Tuesday of just like mental health kind of breakdown, but that was a while ago and I really haven't brought it up since then. So let me give you, I guess, the scoop, because there was somebody that in my Q&A, you know, like swiped up and was just like, how are you really doing? Like, be honest. And normally I really like answering those questions, but that's usually because I have like a good answer to give or something. Let me fix my brightness. But I'm like, oh, I want to tell you guys like good things, but also what you guys say over and over and over again is that you guys love watching me because of how realistic I am, and like I show, I don't know, everything, and it's not just this like lavish YouTuber life where I'm spending thousands of dollars shopping for Christmas stuff. I don't know. But I do struggle with, you know, that balance of I don't want to just be like complaining or seem like I'm complaining or being negative, because I do like being positive. Like I don't want to like perpetuate any kind of like negative energy because I'm a big energy kind of person and I feed off of other people's energies, and I don't like being that person. But then I also just want to be real with you guys and show you guys like what's going on and how I'm feeling. So like I mentioned in that IGTV that, you know, I was like dealing with a lot of seasonal depression, which also is not new. I feel like I've been dealing with it probably all through at least college, but that's because in high school I was on an antidepressant. But before I came to college, for whatever reason, I thought it was a good idea to just like stop cold turkey taking my antidepressants, which obviously was so dumb looking back. I just felt like, you know, I don't need that. I should be able to regulate my own emotions and I should be able to, you know, handle myself. Everybody else can. Why can't I? And I just was like, no, I don't want to rely on a pill. I felt bad for needing even help medically in that sense, or that like, I don't know how to explain it. I essentially stopped taking my medication, and no wonder like my college career was a lot of ups and downs and just like hecticness and inconsistencies and mental breakdowns, anxiety attacks, seasonal depression, regular depression. Like, oh my gosh, like looking back, I just, wow. But going through it, I never connected the dots. Like even being a freshman and a sophomore and going through what I was going through, I never once was like, maybe this is because I stopped taking my antidepressants. This thought never came to me until like this year, where I was like, no wonder, Marissa, that you're insane because you need to be on medication. And I laugh about it, not that it's like funny, it is very serious, but like I laugh about it just because it's so like comical, like oh my god. And I get so like irritable, and my anxiety and OCD and everything is just so crazy, and I feel so bad for Griffin. Like oh my god, shout out to him, he deals with me, and I feel so bad because the things that I'm just like so anal about, like I don't know. I was trying to explain this to my mom, but like it's not that I don't know that I'm crazy in a sense. Like I know what I'm doing. I know that what I'm doing is irrational. I know that it does not matter that, like, for example, my clothes need to be in RGB of order in my closet. It goes like red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. I have it all like separated and organized. Like, they don't have to be like that. I know that. But to not do that would cause me great literal pain and like anxiety. Like, I could go on and on and on and on and on and on and on about the lists of things that drive me insane and cause me anxiety and stress me out. And it's such a stressful life that I live, dealing with all of this all the time. And my mom literally on the phone when I was just like, I went off for like 2 hours and just was dumping everything, like word vomiting, like, here's how I feel and I'm so stressed and I can't, like, it's uncomfortable to be living in my body and in my mind. Like, I can't listen to myself anymore. And she was just like, Marissa, honey, I love you so much, but you need help. You need to go see a therapist or a psychiatrist or whatever you want to do and get on medication. And I don't know, it was kind of like a weird, not like a wake-up call, because again, it's like, I know what I'm doing is irrational. I know what I'm doing. It's just I can't stop doing it. And I can't stop thinking the thoughts that I think. And I can't stop feeling anxious. And I don't know why I'm getting emotional right now. But like, I can't stop, and it's really stressful. And even just like the perfectionist in me is like, Vlogmas has to be perfect. Like, you can't miss an upload, 8 a.m. every morning, have good content, be so interesting for so long. And it's like, I can't do that. But like in my mind, I'm like, you have to, even though I know I don't have to. And it spills over into like my relationship, and even just the way that, like, I was telling Allison this and she was like, bitch, you're crazy. Even the way that I edit my pictures, for whatever reason, like, I was feeling like really down for a little bit after Halloween. I swear, like, I love bright things. Like, I have like bright nails, and this is spring colors, but for fall. Like, I really like color. I like bright. I like airy. This is the apartment. Like, I need bright. I need white. I need like that. And I remember at Halloween, we took a whole bunch of pictures, but of course the lighting was really dull, so I edited it in a way that was like, you know, it played on those colors, and they were like darker photos, and I posted on my Instagram because I was like, whatever, I don't care. And like for that whole like 2 weeks leading up to, like, for whatever reason, I just kept feeling so uneasy when I would look at my Instagram. And I remember posting a story on my Instagram that you guys were like swiping up on, saying like, oh, I agree, like, I feel you, or just like checking in on me, because I was basically like, has anybody ever felt like they just want to like go away, like just move and never come back, never tell anyone where they're going, like delete everything, like delete all their YouTube videos, delete all your Instagrams, like delete everything. And I'm sure a lot of people were just like, yes, because they feel like overwhelmed. But for me, it was like, I want to get away because things are so hectic and I have no control over what's right here, and it stresses me out. So like, I need to move away so I can have control over what I'm doing in my life and my environment. I want to delete all my YouTube videos because when I look at my feed, there's no cohesiveness and it stresses me out. I know that some of you guys are literally like, what? Like, you're not gonna get it unless you get it. But like, even right now during Vlogmas, like, all of my thumbnails, or some of them are like doodling and some of them aren't, and some of them have like green text, like my decor video, and that like stresses me out seeing that. And I'm like, oh my gosh, Marissa, you need to figure something out. But like, the thumbnail looks fine, but the fact that it doesn't match the vibe stresses me out. It doesn't flow, it stresses me out. And I'm like, I want to delete everything, just start over so I can control what's going out there. That's what I am telling myself in my mind. And I realized that even on my Instagram, I am stressed out about seeing those 3 dark photos because it messed with everything. Like, seeing dark photos on my bright feed like threw me off, even though that doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter. But it does. It matters so much. And I ended up archiving those photos, not because like, you know, anything was wrong with them, or like, obviously I'm not fighting with anybody in those photos, but like, I just couldn't look at them on my feed. It was driving me insane. I picture, nobody's actually said this to me, but I picture people being like, Marissa edits her photos so much. Like, why does she put all these filters on, blah, 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 blah. But like, truly, I was telling Allison, I'm like, I edit them the way I edit them because it makes me happy to look at them. If I look at my bright feed and it's all cohesive and I use the same filter and everything looks good, like, I feel at ease. Which obviously, if you struggle with any kind of like mental illness, especially with OCD and like anxiety and stuff, that makes so much sense, because a lot of stuff that stems, psychology major coming out, a lot of the stuff that stems from like anxiety and OCD is like, you get anxious of like not having control, so you pick certain things to have control over so that you feel like you have control. Like, mine is very much of like tidiness and cleanliness and like what my space is like, because I can't control the outside world, but I try to control my environment, and I can't even do that. But like, it stresses me out if I can't. Like, if the apartment is a mess, and to me it's a mess, but it's like a pillow isn't fluffed correctly, mental breakdown, because to me that's just like, I need control. And so I feel like I need to have control over my feed, and it needs to be bright, and I don't know. I feel like I'm ranting again. I'm just in a headspace right now. I'm just in a headspace, so I'm just talking to you guys. But moral of the story is that like I know that I need to talk with someone again and to like potentially get on something again, because it's getting to the point where like, I mean, it always has been, but it's getting to the point where obviously I'm cognizant of the ways that it is inhibiting my life or prohibiting me from living my normal life, which is obviously like textbook mental illness. Like everybody deals with anxiety, everybody has felt anxious in their life, but to get like diagnosed with it, there's a whole bunch of other things, but like it has to, you know, impact your daily living, which it very much is on a daily basis. And I only touched the surface of things. Like my mom heard it all for like 2 hours and she was like, no. And I was like, yes. And she's like, you do that? And I'm like, yes. And she's like, that makes you upset? I'm like, yes. And she's just so shocked. And I'm like, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? But that's how I definitely like truly feel. And it is like an everyday is different kind of thing. Like some nights I wake up and I am truly happy. Like I'm trying to never like put up a front with you guys. I'm either like vlogging a lot and I'm really happy that's because I am, or I don't vlog, or I'm like this because I just like, that's what I am. And sometimes I talk to you guys about it and sometimes I don't. But like when I have to do it every day, it's hard to not come across a day where I wake up and I don't feel the best. Because before Vlogmas, that was happening for like 2 weeks at a time. Like I was going through like actual phases of like manic versus depressive, and like we'd kind of joke about it on the podcast a little bit, or we touch on it and stuff like that, but I've never actually talked about it like really on my channel. In case you don't follow those other platforms, like this is all news to you and you're probably like, what the heck, Marissa? I don't know. But I mainly wanted to talk about it just because it's heavy on my mind, and honestly me talking about things helps me feel better, and I love talking with you guys because you guys are so supportive of me always. I couldn't fake it today, you know, I couldn't just, you know, be happy and do things. So I knew that I was gonna have to sit down and just like talk about it. And also to just like normalize this shit. Like half the reason going into college when I stopped taking my meds was because of the stigma where I'm like, I shouldn't need that, and da-da-da-da. Like, and even now I struggle a little bit where I'm like, I don't wanna, but like I need it, but I don't, I don't know. And I wanna normalize that. I wanna talk about it because I know I'm not the only one that deals with this, especially within like you guys and like my followers and stuff, because I've hinted at it and you guys are always, you know, commented and DM'd me and like we can relate on that aspect. So I'm hoping that, I don't know, this talk is either like, informational for you to get like a sense of me, or maybe it's helpful to just hear that like you're not alone and that, you know, I struggle and we all struggle. And I think that's what's also weird about being like an influencer or like a YouTuber and being on social media as much as I have to be or am, and then dealing with all of this, because ultimately like normal people deal with this, but like it's not under a microscope, or it's not like on the internet, it's not on YouTube for people to see. They just do that on their own. I don't do that. Like all my stuff is out there. I feel like I have like an obligation to talk about it a little bit because it shouldn't be, you know, like behind closed doors. Obviously there are some things that I'll never show. Like I'm not going to pick up my camera when I'm having an actual anxiety attack, but like I'll talk to you guys about it afterwards, or I don't know, talk to you guys about what I do to help, or how Griffin helps me, or I don't know, triggers, what, I don't know what I'm talking about. And it's 4:59, so we're about to start our meeting. It's about 9:30 and we had our meeting until about 6. It went really well. I'm really excited for, I guess, like season 2 and everything. To give you some things to be excited about, we already planned on this little blue board. I don't even know if you guys can read it, but we have like a January, February, and like a March ideas column. So we already have January and February planned out. If this makes you guys excited or not. The first video coming back for season 2, so January 4th, is going to be all about the sorority drama that you guys have been begging me to talk about, Allison and I, and Caitlin, because she was obviously there through all of it. She wasn't in our sorority, but like she heard everything. So we're gonna be talking about that. Griffin and I had dinner at his parents' house tonight, and they gave me a gift. Oh my gosh, I have to show you. So you guys already know because I've talked about this before, but Griffin's mom is like a phenomenal artist, but she also does, you know, furniture, like whatever. Like she's just great. She's creative. She's great. So his mom painted me a picture for my birthday, and it is gorgeous. What a time for my battery to die. Okay, so this is the painting that Griffin's mom painted of Kitty. Like this is so pretty. Like the glare is kind of trash. I'll of course post this on my Instagram or like Kitty's Instagram, but like, oh my gosh, it looks exactly like her. Like I want to be buried with this. But yeah, that was my evening, and I'm sorry that today's Vlogmas wasn't much of a like an exciting one, or I don't know, festive one. It's a realistic one. But I'm gonna go ahead and call it a night so that I can get to editing and hopefully get to bed on like a decent hour, but probably not. I love you guys so much, more than you'll ever know, and I'll see you in the next video.